These countries that are already the top five are already huge in production and manufacturing. So they're somehow looking for where other bigger economies where they will sell their products. Right. Look at the African countries that are part of BRICS. Nigeria, Uganda, Ethiopia. Look at South Africa. These are countries with large economies from Africa. So I hope what we're going to see is not a case of these people coming to drop all their products in Africa, while we are not manufacturing enough to export to their countries. I guess a lot of you have been, hearing, seeing, and reading that Nigeria has joined BRICS as a partner country, and you're wondering, what does BRICS even mean in the first place? Well, for those who do not know, BRICS is an intergovernmental organization that was formed in 2009. It's like an alternative or a counterpart of G7, world largest economies. Now, the BRICS group is important because it represents a group of emerging economies that seek to promote economic growth, development, and cooperation amongst members' countries. Now, it was named after the first 5 member states' initials. That includes Brazil, that's the B. The R is Russia. The I is India. The C is China. And the S is South Africa. And as of 2025, Brazil holds the presidency of BRICS. So recently, Nigeria's president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was at the G20 summit in Brazil. Of course, he was there to attend the summit. So after that, he was invited to the BRICS summit, which was also holding there. So he went there and attended as well. So fast forward to 17th of January 2025, the announcement came that Nigeria has joined BRICS as a partner country. Yes, and other countries that are partners are Cuba, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Uganda, Uzbekistan, Malaysia, Thailand, and some other countries are partners as of now. Right? I guess a lot of people wasn't quite sure what being a partner means, because from the way it sounds, you're not a full member. And if for nothing, if you're not a full member and you're just a partner, you're an observer. You can't vote in BRICS, right? So that was why people are just wondering that how that is going to be beneficial to Nigerians. So being a partner means that you're going to benefit in the areas of interest. And the areas of interest that Nigerians can benefit as it stands is in the area of infrastructural development, trade and investment, climate change, tech, agriculture, and some other areas. So Nigeria was invited and they're accepted. Trust me, no one will invite anyone who is not bringing something to the table, or any country that is not bringing something to the table. So for Nigeria to be invited, that means they know the value Nigeria is going to add to BRICS. So yeah, being a partner first. Now the cool thing about being a partner is that for you that is partnering with them, it gives you an opportunity, to observe and look at the way they operate. Now with that, you can know if you want to remain as a partner, if you want to be a full member, or if you want to leave. If you see that it's not going to benefit your interest, which is the country you represent, then you have the right not to continue. I think Argentina was a part of them, and eventually they left because of, I think, timing and also, but they are no longer, a partner of BRICS. Or yeah. So yeah, you look at them, you observe and see if it's something that benefits your country. And also, so it also affords you the opportunity to observe properly, so that when and if you decide to be a member, you know how to operate, in such a way that you don't, hinder what you stand to benefit from other Western alliances you get. So that is what being a partner would afford you the opportunity to do first, before you take that step. See if you really want to be a member, and when you are a member, how you're going to manage it so that you still benefit from every side. Now, let's talk about the benefits because they are enormous if you position yourself to take full advantage of it, which I'm going to talk about later, because Nigeria has to be strategic in this partnership to gain properly. Now, what are the benefits? You're going to be trading easily amongst members countries. How cool is that? Can you imagine you're trading easily with Brazil, with Russia, with China, which Nigeria has been doing anyway, because Nigeria, Tinubu is always in China having this trade talks and all of that. Recently, the Prime Minister of India was in Nigeria to meet President Tinubu. These are the things that you're going to do easily, and it will help ease of doing business amongst all these countries. Africa, you can easily do business with them in these areas of interest that I mentioned earlier. And the sweeter part is that you are going to be transacting businesses in your own currency. So if I'm doing business with Brazil, I'm spending Naira. If I'm doing business with India, I'm using Naira. What does that help? It helps to reduce the dollarization of our economy. How cool is that? So it just helps your economy stronger and your currency stronger because you don't have to now be buying so much dollar to go and trade with those people. That is the cool thing. And all those bottlenecks doing businesses with countries that you don't have this kind of partnership with, they will all be cut off because you're coming from the angle of being a partner or coming from the angle of being a member of BRICS. So that's why a lot of people are of the opinion that Nigeria should even move beyond just being a partner, but being a member. So if you look at all those things, you might just want to agree with them that maybe Nigeria should formalize it. But then again, it's just sweet to hear. If we are not careful, or if we don't strategize properly, or if we don't position ourselves properly, we may just not benefit from being BRICS or being a partner of BRICS. Now, what do I mean? These countries that are already the top 5 are already huge in production and manufacturing. So they're somehow looking for where other bigger economies where they will sell their products. Right. Look at the African countries that are part of BRICS. Nigeria, the largest, the country with the largest population on the continent of Africa, and is a large economy too. Look at Uganda with a population of more than 60 million people. Look at Ethiopia. Look at South Africa. These are countries with large economies from Africa. So I hope it's not a case of what we're going to see. It's not a case of these people coming to drop all their products in Africa while we are not manufacturing enough to export to their countries. So if we want to benefit from being a member or partner of BRICS, we just have to be manufacturing to meet up. Because if one person is gaining more than the other person, it's not going to be balanced. And you see a situation where you'll be forced to opt out because the scale of benefits is not equal, right? So yeah, it's a good thing, but how will Nigeria benefit from it? Or all these other African countries? How? Because it's not an African versus Western economies. So we don't make Africa as a dumping ground. So what we're trying to avoid, we will just open up our economies for them to come and be dropping things, but we were not making that much to match up with what they are bringing, and we are not exporting out. So we really need to be very strategic. That is the only way this can be a very good deal. That is the only way. And how do we position ourselves? Manufacturing manufacturing, manufacturing. But isn't it funny that we are just so quick to want to do business or do this kind of blog thing with all these Western economies that already have their thing going on? They're just looking for where they want to deposit, looking for other economies where they will sell to. Meanwhile, we Africans amongst us, we've not been able to create a power block to do business beneficial for ourselves. That is where the problem is. Why are we so interested in the validation of the West when we don't even have our acts together? We've not even been able to explore 1% of the benefits of us being Africa, the trade benefits amongst ourselves. We have not been able to explore that. Now we are looking at this being a member of BRICS as something good. Maybe it is. But I hope it doesn't end up being a part where only one side is benefiting. Why? Because they are huge in manufacturing. They are huge in industrialization. And they have so much to bring here, while we have so little to send there. So we just really need to look at this thing and then strategize properly on how we are going to take advantage of it. If not, it's just going to be effort and futility. So yeah, while it is a welcome development that Nigeria is, because you can actually tell the way that people know the value that Nigeria is going to bring to the table. So while this is a welcome development from every angle that you want to look at it, it's very important that we put it at the back of our mind that for us to be able to compete, we must be producing something. If not, we will be at the receiving end. In other words, being a partner will mean nothing if you have nothing to offer. You just have to look at that part and work strategically. All the African countries that are members of BRICS, they all have to sit down and look at these things. Let us not turn Africa to a dumping ground where all those people will come and dump things because they have so much that they need to come and drop here. They have explored their market so much that they have so much and they are looking for where they are going to sell them. And then they are looking towards Africa. If we don't position ourselves well, what we are trying to avoid, that's what is going to happen. We will not kill the other businesses that are already even growing. The little businesses that are thriving in our countries, we will kill it because we've just opened our economy for them to come and dump their things. So the little ones who are producing here, we will just kill their business because they are not producing so much for us to export. So that is why if we are serious, we should try and see how we can inject money into manufacturing, into industrialization, into production, so that we have so much to produce and sell to the rest of the world, to the rest of the members of BRICS. It should be a mutually beneficial deal. It should be a mutually beneficial partnership, not one end open, and we think that because we are partnering with India, then they are bringing their things. How are we gaining from them? So yeah, I see it's a welcome development, like I said earlier, but for it to make sense for Africa to reap the benefit of being a partner member of BRICS, we need to strategize properly. Now, we don't even know what the presidency of Trump is going to, how they're going to receive this. If we're able to explore this thing very well, this opportunity of BRICS, that means we will not be relying so much on dollar. And once your currency starts bouncing back, because as you're using it to buy things, the purchasing power becomes stronger, then that means you are benefiting from being a part of a bloc. That is what we want to see. That is what we want to hear. We don't want to wake up to see that it's just us receiving. Our people are not exporting. So before we sign this thing and became partners, I hope our government, they are ready to do the work. They are ready to do the work. There is work to be done. Oh. So in conclusion, Africa should get serious about industrialization and manufacturing. Because if we want to solely be depending on importation, we are not going to get anywhere. We are not getting anywhere. And also, let's think about how we can improve better trading amongst ourselves. Let us also let us not always be looking far, looking at the Western world. Let us look at ourselves, how we can trade, how we can build our own block that will be beneficial to us, where the money will stay on the continent and then everybody benefits. So yeah, let's see how it evolves. Let's see how this pans out. I think there's room for appraisal. So I think it should be a membership that you have to renew. So after the time that you signed for the deal, when you look at it and you see that it doesn't benefit you that much, I think you have to look at it again and then you have to take the decision that is best for the interest of the country. Okay, that's it. What do you think? Do you think this is a good deal that Nigeria and the rest of Africa who are in BRICS should take advantage of? And how do you think they can take advantage of it? Well, let's discuss. Let's continue the conversation in the comment section. Well, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much, and I see you in my next video.